Welcome to Franchise Empires.
We have a variety of people that listen to this, right? It could be franchisors, franchisees, prospective franchise buyers. But for the buyers and the Zs, who have leases or are thinking of signing leases, I mean, what was that process like in the sense of, do you have any wiggle room where like maybe the landlord's like, hey, like if you go find me another tenant that I accept, then like, yeah, you're off the lease, but you have to do that work? Or is it like, no, they're going to claim everything regardless because you signed a 10-year lease?
There is wiggle room to an extent. The problem that I ran into is that GGP and Simon owned, I think, 6 of the 7 properties, and what you can maybe get out of one, but you try to get out of all of them, it's not going to work. And 2 of my locations were in malls, which were extremely high rent, which when we started made a lot of sense because our most profitable customer was weight loss. But after we lost the weight loss, we were getting the more general health and sports nutrition. The margins just weren't there to support that type of rent. And, I had 2 Rockstar stores that were in the high rent. And then I had all the other ones that were just sucking the cash flow. I really was at a point where I just ran out of money. And working with them, that, it would have been a pretty long process to find a subtenant, but they don't have to release you. And GGP had went through their own bankruptcy, and they were not budging.
Damn. Okay. That's it. Yeah. I guess if maybe a lesson there, if there's I think most people, they're just so focused on getting the right location, but I guess if you could somehow like almost if you want to be extra cautious. Yeah.
I do have some advice for people though. I moved the franchisor's site selection company to help negotiate the leases. And looking back and what I know now in franchising is a lot of times the commissions that those companies make are based on a 10-year personal guarantee. And so I didn't have a third-party lawyer review my lease, and the franchisor didn't approve the leases at the time either. And so if you're going to be looking at retail or brick and mortar, signing a 10-year lease is very foolish, and shame on me. But also, you can definitely negotiate the personal guarantee prior to signing. You can sign for a 3-year term with, a 3-year or even a 5-year renewal. So there's lots of options and lots of creative things that you can do that are common in the real estate. But for them, they want a 10-year lease and the 10-year personal guarantee. That's a home run slam dunk for the landlord. That's as good as it gets.
Damn.
And
yeah.
Well, now at Horsepower, we review the leases. We do have a third-party company that does help people find real estate. We're not looking at major A or B real estate. It's more off the beat path. But that's one of the things that they're looking for, is that we're not willing to over-leverage the franchisees to get more, I guess, leverage with them for more long-term gain, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yep. No, it does. That's super good perspective for people to hear. I think always folks, right? Like whether you're signing a franchise agreement, whether you're reviewing a lease, an operating agreement, what have you, always get a third party lawyer just for your own protection. And if there's another party out there that's kind of trying to dissuade you from that, that should be maybe a red flag that they might not have your best interest at heart. So yeah, that's really good advice, man.